Hello everyone and welcome back to the Life Lab podcast. This is Josh Baldwin here along with Ben Mason Foster.
Hello.
And Josh Roberts.
Hey, how you doing?
I think I said that in the right order. Welcome back everyone. Thank you for listening today. Today we've got a whole new theme for you. We are trying out the Room 101 theme. Now if you're not quite sure what that is, basically the way Room 101 works is it's a room where you can put anything that you hate into this room. Okay, so we're going to be playing that game today, and we've each come up with 3 things that we want to put into Room 101. So let's start with our first round.
Ben's in there.
Lock me up, please. Just do it.
His room looks like Room 101 now, right now. Everything I hate.
Wow.
Okay, let's start with our first round. Okay, so the first round of stuff that we're going to put into Room 101, and then at the end of this round we'll decide whose is going to go in. So we'll say our thing, and then we'll do a bit of explanation around each of them, and then we'll discuss them. So
sounds good.
Ben, let's hear yours first.
Okay.
Here we go.
So this one I got inspiration for today, and it's slow walkers or people who just stop in front of you on a pavement, especially tourists.
Oh my god, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah,
that is a good one.
That's a good one. See, like I'm quite a fast walker. I was like, I'm walking to a place I want to get to my fucking destination. It's like, go in the road.
I walk far. I walk with a purpose, and I'm sure all 3 of us do. But it's those that can just meander along.
Yeah.
Like they've got all the time in the world.
Those with no purpose in their fucking life.
And of course, you live in London, Ben.
Yes.
So, the slow walkers stick out.
Absolutely, and it's those that are on their phone and then suddenly they just stop, dead in front of you, and you're like, wait, why? Move to the side of the pavement. I'm not moving around you. You can move out of the way if you're gonna. Or like today, I was walking through Gunnersbury Park and there was like a family, and they're all just walking along, kind of slow but kind of with a purpose. So I was like, I'm not going to try overtake here. So I was walking in front of them, and then they just all stopped, but in the width of the pavement, and then that forced me onto either muddy side A or muddy side B. And I was like, I'm going to have to walk around and have to walk through the mud.
Fucking hell.
Man.
Yeah.
So you really put yourself out there for someone who was
out there
on their phone.
No,
it's a family.
Oh, sorry, it was a family.
Yeah,
I
because
should
they
have
took up
pushed
the whole
them in the
width
mud.
of the pavement. I was like, Christ. Yeah, I don't know. It's just it's annoying, especially when you're walking around central London. Not so much now, but back when things are normal, and you're trying to get to work or whatever, and then there's just tourists. Like, I understand there's going to be tourists in the capital city, but like you've got the big groups of them following one guy holding an umbrella up in the air, and then they all stop and gawp at a fucking tube station or something. And I'm like, mate, you're taking up the whole like pathway here. I've got somewhere to be, and now I've got to fight my way through a jungle of whoever to just carry on with my day.
Fucking nobodies.
Oh man.
There you go.
You don't work here, so why are you even here?
God.
Exactly. No.
Well, you're not gonna like. I think mine goes against yours in that case, Ben, because mine is people who don't holiday to places in their own country.
People who don't.
That's my first one. People who don't holiday to the places in their own country. So I'm really getting into this idea of like, you know, going on holiday to places in the UK, because there are some great places in the UK, but there are so many people that have only ever really gone on holiday to, like, you know, a holiday for them is like, let's go into a completely different country, you know? So yeah, my thing is people who don't holiday to places in their own country, because, I mean, there are some great places in the UK. You've got the Peak District, you've got Scotland is technically in the United
Think about it.
You've got London. I'm sorry, Ben, but you can have them. You've got London. You've got Cornwall. Cornwall is a great place. You know,
been to Cornwall once,
there are some great places in the UK, but people just a holiday to a lot of people is about sort of just going to another country, which is great, which is brilliant, because other countries get some good weather. But so that's mine. People who don't holiday in places in their own country.
I don't know.
Controversial.
I'm very mixed for that. I don't know that I'm kind of half. I don't know if I class it as a holiday going around in the UK. I kind of like maybe just like going away. I would say is a more of like like I would use a holiday. I go somewhere nice, good weather, nice sandy beaches, something like that. Like maybe
Skegness on a sunny
fucking
day.
Skegness. I tell you, I went to Skegness.
Sunny honey.
In the middle, I think it was like just after I came back to Spalding. I think it was around middle, maybe late August, September. Yeah. And holy shit, it was packed. It was like just after I think the lockdown had ended, or as things started opening up, and there's obviously still the social distancing. You couldn't move for shit. I don't know what people were doing. I was trying to literally. I was like fucking. Doing quick time events, like dodging out the way of all these fucking tourists, like moving all about, and then like just trying to stay away from them all. But it was literally like you wouldn't know there was an actual like pandemic on. It was ludicrous. It was fucking. I didn't really want to be there. We went to like the aquarium where there was like less people, like nobody was there. That's a fucking thing. When we went to the aquarium. Because obviously all the places have got to have stuff like hand sanitizer and shit. Literally, it was like pure ethanol. I don't know who made this hand sanitizer, but it was poison. Because I washed my hands, I smelt it, I was so close to throwing up. My eyes were watering, I couldn't stop. I don't know what it would. There was something wrong. With that.
But you could have just dipped your hands in a fish tank.
Yeah. I mean, I'd done that before. I'm not. It's literally Skegness is the only aquarium I'm allowed back, so I don't want to risk it.
Is that a true story?
Well, what?
You're only allowed back to one aquarium.
No, it's not.
I don't know. I just feel like that's going to be
sounds like
something
I do.
Yeah, it just feels like a weird fact about you that you're like only allowed back in one aquarium.
And that's because that's the only one that's not a sea life centre.
I'm only allowed 50 feet within Atlantis.
So just every time he walks in, Josh is like hypnotised to like get in with the fish. What's yours, Josh?
Funny enough about aquariums, I'm putting water into room 101. I fucking hate water. Drinking water, sparkling water, any kind of water, I can suck my dick. It sucks. Water sucks. It's boring. I hate it. I barely drink it. The only time I do drink it, because I don't want to die of like kidney stones, is when I go to the gym. I'm literally drinking like Pepsi right now. I've had a Monster today, and all I've been drinking else is like my bloodstream is I'm 70% Pepsi Max, not water.
Wow. Oh. Wow, that's interesting.
Do we have facts and evidence for this?
What evidence of why I shouldn't?
Your blood type.
On my blood type, it's
Peps.
AB Pepsitive.
Nice. I loved how you really gave that a go.
Yeah,
you really gave that one a go.
That was
so you prefer Pepsi over Coke?
No, Coke's awful. Coke's shit. The only thing I feel like I'm against the grain for a lot, but Pepsi Max is great. Pepsi Max Cherry is great. Pepsi Max Ginger is shit. That's garbage. Don't ginger in anything drink-wise.
Steady.
Oh, hang on
steady
a minute.
Ginger beer is okay in small doses, but like no one I don't know who's buying the fucking like 2-litre ginger beer and drinking it. Anyway, not the point. Water. Water sucks. There's lots of fucking like seawater. It tastes shit.
You're not meant to drink that one, though.
Yeah, but like, why couldn't it just be better and I don't know, be like fucking Pepsi? Does Caesar Pepsi or Monster?
But doesn't seawater like help preserve coral reefs? Like I don't know, like organisms and
fucking it don't matter because coral's gonna die anyway because of global warming. There's no coral fucking there. What? There's no Great Barrier Reef. It's shit. It's the shit barrier reef right now. All the coral's dead.
If Josh was in charge, right, I can imagine. You know those like Robinson's concentrate travel orange
Squashums
things that you
or
could put
whatever.
in. Yeah, I can imagine Josh, if he was in charge, he would like just order loads of that to just be dumped in the ocean.
Yeah.
Fucking just make it literally just to all the oceans. Add that. Add Robinson's. Probably I'd go summer fruits. Is probably the best.
Okay.
Is the best bet. And then the fish can enjoy like maybe like they'll breathe it in and be like, ooh, summer breeze, and then go about their day.
Some
You
fish
know?
don't know what the summer are.
Yeah, they do. The oceans are a bit warmer.
This is I'm surprised. It's interesting what you say about drinking water at the gym. Do you only do that though because like health statistics say that you should?
Or everyone else in the gym does it, so you don't want to be the one out.
If I didn't have to drink water, I never would. I do it like it's an
Whoa.
excuse to do it.
Wow.
Like I guess it's like a way of like, oh, I guess like I'm at the gym, like I'm working out. I should probably drink something
Be
that
healthier.
not actually shit.
But then you come home and do that anyway. So what's the...
Yeah, well, technicality is. But yeah, that's like I don't fucking I just wish it weren't there.
Yeah.
Just get rid of it.
Okay. Well, let's come back to that. Let's travel back to Ben's. Ben said slow walkers. You said slow walkers. Have you ever thought about any times when you're a slow walker, Ben?
I'm not gonna lie, I don't consider myself as a slow walker. The only time I'm a slow walker is when I'm following a slow walker.
Ooh.
So,
okay.
Or
Right.
I slow down to prepare myself for the overtake, but I'm waiting for that break in the oncoming traffic
Yeah.
to be able to get round between the person that just passed me and the one that's
So-
coming towards me.
Would you
I
say?
love-
Would you say you're better than them? Would you rate yourself better than the slow walkers?
No. Obviously, I understand some people might not be able to.
I'm just trying to get
to
into your
walk
head.
quickly. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, some people have disabilities, and that, I'm not faulting that. It's just
It's like, I just imagine, like, set the scene. It's just like Ben's behind him getting really frustrated at someone who's missing a
a
leg.
Zimmer frame.
You're,
Right.
oh, you're fucking
It's just Ben behind him going,
not saying anything. Just
A
generally,
right Karen figure.
yeah, seeing
No.
it like from Mr. Bean,
No.
where he's behind that old woman in the hospital, and he's just like each step he just goes down one at a time, and then goes along the railing.
Literally.
To get past.
No, just to clarify, when I say slow walkers and people who just stop, it's those that are just like on their phones and just taking forever. Like, it's not every single slow walker, but then like going back to the family story, obviously they were
Millennials.
fine, but then they just stopped and didn't consider whatever. It wasn't just me. They're like, it's a public park, so there was more than just me there. I wasn't the only one following them, but we all had to move around them. But it's like,
there was
have
like
a bit more
There was
consideration.
like a queue of people behind.
Oh, yeah.
Or
Queue.
just
You know,
a line.
you joke, but like there is, sometimes there are quite a few people following people, because obviously everyone's with lockdown, it's just everyone's out anyway, so it's busy. But then that's
so
I know
stupid.
If I see someone coming and I'm walking with like my flatmate or whatever, I will ahead of time move to the side, ready for someone to come, or if I hear a runner coming up behind me or someone on a bike. But it's those people that don't do that and decide to just stand their ground
Wow.
and then force you to move.
Path etiquette.
You know, exactly.
Path etiquette. Yeah. Gotta have good path
There we go.
etiquette. Yeah.
Yeah, we
So-
need it. We need it. I think there should.
I
I
agree
totally
with that.
agree, Ben. There should be like a normal thing that everyone should know. Where if you want to go on your phone, that's fine. Just walk on the side. You know,
Yeah.
like in London, you have to stand on the left-hand side of the escalator, and that's kind of bled throughout the whole of the UK.
It's the right.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the right.
Yeah, to be
That's
honest, I've
just-
done that several times.
You're one
Not from.
I'm left-handed, so it's my natural instinct to go on the left. Everyone else is fucking backwards.
I'm left-handed as well, so that's probably why I said I'll say
Boom.
that's why I said left there.
See?
But yeah, and that has kind of like bled through to the whole of the UK.
Yeah. And-
but we should have a thing where if you want to go on your phone, you walk on the right, like a sleeper lane.
Yeah. Or just stay left, but even more left. So then if you need to overtake, you've got that middle section of the path to be able to do so. It's because if people are coming from the other direction, you then still got that gap to get through. But like, also, just to clarify what you said, I've got nothing against tourists and why they come here as tourists. It's just the tourists that do what I'm saying. And in London, totally. That's who I find the biggest culprits, because they probably don't understand what we do.
Yeah,
I don't know.
There's like no awareness. There's no awareness of you guys.
And I'm like, great. So
because this is interesting, because this gets deep, because as soon as when you're going near a tourist group, right, that are being shown around London, you become an attraction to them.
You're pretty fuck ugly, Ben.
because you live and work in London. I mean, to be honest, when I go around London, it's really interesting seeing all these business people in suits. You know?
Yeah.
And so, like, the fact that you live and work in London for a tourist is like you become part of the attraction of London.
And I'm not going to lie, like, I work in theatre, so tourists are important for our revenue and all that sort of stuff. Like, a lot of tourists come to London to watch a show or whatever. And like, sometimes when I've worked on like a show in town, I leave and they see I'm wearing like my hoodie with like my name on and like the logo, and then they're like, "Oh, did you work on this?" Or they see that and they go, "Actually, I'm going to stop and ask him where I can find the closest tube station, or if I want to get to Victoria Station from here, how do I do that?" And then I'm like, "Oh, great." I think I have one of these faces, especially on the tube. I get on a train, I sit down in a seat or just stand up, and then someone comes on with a map looking confused, and they go, sorry sir, can you tell me how I get to Leicester Square? And I'm like, oh, great. Now I've got to take my headphones out and help this family or couple.
Yeah.
But
you're just too...
That's another thing.
Evidently it's because you've come from Lincolnshire. If you've lived in London your whole life, you kind of know how to make sure that people know not to ask you anything. I think that's a good thing about it, though, Ben. Those tourists are going to be very happy, and also what leads it quite nicely onto mine is they're going to want to come back, and they're going to be like, oh, these are great places to go on holiday. You know?
And do you remember that ginger kid that told us how to get to Leicester Square?
Fucking loved him.
Wonderful chap.
Yeah.
Oh, right. I thought you were asking me then.
Oh, no. Do you know what? One thing I am guilty of is sometimes when I get off the tube at Piccadilly Circus and walk to work, like, obviously I have to walk to my theatre, and sometimes you see like the tourists outside it taking pictures underneath the canopy with the name and like, oh, we're about to watch this. And sometimes as I walk past, I don't wait for them to take the picture. I walk past and then I turn my head and look directly into the camera and smile as I walk past, just so I'm photobombing the
What
picture.
the fuck? Like, he does that. Fucking hell. So like, someone's gonna have that. That's why people have like really you're gonna be one of those people that like you get screenshotted one day and then you just become like a meme.
Yeah.
As this fucking. You see this fucking ginger kid cropping up in all these random pictures of tourists.
Yeah, people are going to be like, I've got a picture with him in as well.
Like a creepy pasta. It's like the dreaded ginger kid creeps up.
No, it's just a bit of fun, isn't it? If they look, what they should do is take it, look back, see if there's anyone in it, and then be like, oh, there's someone in that, I'll redo it. If they don't, then they've got a bit of a surprise coming when they come to develop that camera.
Fucking hell.
Oh my goodness! It's crazy. It is crazy to think that like there are people around all over the world that probably have a picture of you, just like walking in the background.
Absolutely. I mean, it's no different though. And like whenever you go somewhere, I'm sure you don't always wait for the ghost to be clear behind whoever you're taking a picture of. You'll always have people there. I just make the effort of, you know what, I'm here, I'm in it, I'm going to embrace it.
Full front and centre.
Yeah. He doesn't. I thought you were going to say that you offer to take the picture for them, but no. You say, "Do you want me to get in it as well?"
That's something
Sorry,
I
who
can't.
are you? I just do a bit of theatre.
I work on this show. Who are you in it? You'll find out. Never sees me on the stage. No, I have taken pictures though. I'm not like, if someone asks me, I'm very polite. I'm not a dick, but in my mind, I'm like, oh, I've got somewhere to be.
Yeah,
no, I hate that. Like, no, I don't want it.
Okay, let's come back to water now. So we've kind of, me and Ben's link quite nicely together, but let's come back to water.
Yeah.
Right. because so I have a little story. All the way through university, I drank Coke because I'm a Coke kid, Coca-Cola.
Clarify that. Yeah.
I just to make sure, I drank Coca-Cola a lot, like a lot of bottles in a day, and then since I stopped university, I stopped drinking it because I realised, and it was the full fact, it's a proper one, because if you're gonna have Coke, you got to have Coke, and I stopped having it because I was like, this has got to be doing something bad to me. This has got to be doing something bad to my insides. So I started drinking more water, and I decided that I bought myself a water filter, so like tap water.
So you put the Coke in and filtrate it into water.
Oh no! I just stopped. I just cut the Coke out completely and bought
credit
myself
card.
a water jug that has a filter in it, and what it does is it gets rid of, because when you pour water out your tap, there's loads of like microplastics in it, and like bits and stuff. But when you put it through a water filter, it all goes. It's just a charcoal filter, and it makes it taste a lot better. So I'm wondering, Josh, have you experimented with water?
I put squash in it.
What a concoction!
Fucking, I don't know. Like, I'd say the
Right,
most.
okay, I've got. Sorry.
Oh, hit me, Ben. Hit me.
You know, I would if I could. No. Do you shower?
I do shower, yeah.
Yeah. So
I get your point. Yeah.
how
How
are you going to shower if you don't have water?
Well,
Ooh.
what
How are
would
you
be
going to
wrong
brush your
with
teeth?
use squash?
Fair play. I can get on board with that. Actually, yeah.
Concentrated.
But
Showering in that, you're gonna smell a fucking summer fruits again. Like, yeah, or orange squash. Get a variety. Instead of using shampoo, get rid of it. Bin it. Bin shampoo, conditioner, squash.
But imagine how sticky you're going to be.
He already is. So
Yeah.
you know, it's not much different for him.
You're going to be so sticky, and brushing your teeth, like, that's a lot of sugar.
You could just use the toothpaste with no water. You don't need water.
Oh, I see. Right. Okay.
You don't need water.
But
you could easily just rub the fucking soap under like your armpits, put it in your hair, and then just kind of wait for it to.
You need
you can't wait
water
for
for
rain.
orange. You need water for orange squash.
Yeah, you don't. Just drink it straight.
Oh, you're a maniac.
You're a feral animal. You're the sort of person that drinks double concentrated neat, aren't you?
To be honest, I don't really drink squash that often because of the water.
Oh man.
I fucking
What about flavoured
Josh
water? Have you ever tried that?
flavoured water. The only like I'd go is if I'm don't have much money and it's that you can get like a 6-pack of like 2-litre bottle strawberry fizzy water for like £1, and then I'd probably get it. That's the only time if I'm low on money at like the end of the month. I'd be like, I haven't really got anything fizzy to drink. I'll go for the shit. I'll have to drink the shit.
Do you like pot noodle?
No, I don't really eat pot noodles.
Do you like super noodles?
No. Sean does. Sean would probably fucking die. I mean, you could just eat it raw.
True. I mean, do you
Not
like
bad,
gravy
actually.
with your roast dinner?
You can make gravy out of the juices of the meat stocks.
Or orange double concentrate orange squash.
Silly me. I apologise.
Cranberry goes with turkey, Ben, so you could just put cranberry fucking juice on the turkey and then make the gravy out of the cranberry and the turkey.
Where do you think the
You got me.
juices from the turkey comes from, though?
Fat. The fats.
Where do you think the
Okay,
the
right.
juices from
You're
the
going
fats?
into territory because then we're getting into the area of when life will not exist. I'm talking about water that you can feel. If you remove the 70% of water out of us, we're gonna die. We wouldn't exist.
You want to put 70% of that water into room 101? The whole 70%? Or just like drinking water?
No,
Because you need drinking water to
Water in
rehydrate,
general.
so you keep up with 70% of water within your body.
well, that's not true
Oh.
because I barely don't fucking drink it, and I'm still here.
I'm pretty sure there's water.
There's water in
Coke.
that, yeah.
Yeah,
That's what makes it liquid. I'm sure.
I'll fucking.
It's water mixed with other stuff.
Fucking. Hey. That, yeah.
I think we've got him, Josh. We've
Nah,
got him.
there's no. Because, like, I'm talking about water. You can't be like, yeah, but, like, there's water in the droplets of. If you mix it in the microfibers of this piece of the keyboard, it wouldn't exist. Shut the fuck up. I'm talking about water. Water.
As in, just to
Water.
drink leisurely. You think that should go into room 101?
Any kind of water is water.
But then,
You don't. You've already said you don't drink seawater, but that's still water.
no, yeah.
I'm right now. You wouldn't look at me and go, water. Would you? So it doesn't count. That's not what I'm talking about here.
Okay, so what about you're on an island,
Yeah.
stranded.
How am I
You're
stranded
really
if there's no
hoping
water?
for some rain and some rainwater to boil so you can drink.
How am I stranded if there's no water?
You can just walk off
I just walk back then. Fucking
to the next island.
got you right back at you. You fucker.
Damn it!
Oh my goodness, I'm crying. Oh my goodness.
I think it's a solid fucking argument. Fuck it. It's gone.
Okay, right. I think we need to come to a decision on this round.
I'm just saying, I think
Josh's
I
is
would.
problematic.
Hey,
So I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go personally with slow walkers.
yeah, well, if I'm stranded on a desert island, I can just walk back. In your world, you can't. You're dead. You're fucking dead, mate.
That's true.
Just because only reason because I just don't. I'm not quite sure if I'm 100% on board with the water thing. I'm going to go with
Yeah, well,
people who don't holiday in the UK.
Just because the water's problematic.
I'm just.
I think it's fine.
mate.
Okay. Oh. Josh, what are you gonna go with?
I'd probably go with Ben's, to be fair. I think Ben's
Slow walkers.
Well, that's the only reason is because I have the same kind of feeling towards it. I agree. Yeah.
Nice.
People that
Okay,
will say,
Ben. So Ben's
fuck 'em.
won that round. Well done, Ben.
Well done, Ben.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Going into room 101. Oh wow, what a round! I don't think we can top that. Okay.
Yeah. And don't stop listening here because this is it. It's downhill. I've actually
it,
put the
yeah.
podcast in room 101. End it.
The Life Lab podcast. Okay. Let's start, Josh. Let's start with yours this time for round number 2.
Okay. Right. So I'm gonna. Should I do this one first or last? Pick a number, 1 or 2.
2.
2.
2. Okay, we'll do that then. TikTok. Fucking TikTok.
Ooh.
I hate it. Doesn't deserve to exist. It shouldn't be around. I don't like. It's okay. It's gonna be. This is a hypocritical thing to say, but the fact that its main premise is it takes stuff, reuse it, and then steals it, and then they have their own little thing where they create their own little bubble of shit memes. Oh, mind blowing. It's garbage. Move on. And
Okay. Wow. That was a passionate speech, Josh. I think you'll be surprised with my answer, but let's go round because I do agree with you, Josh. But let's go round to see. Let's hear yours, Ben, for this round, and we'll come back to TikTok.
Ooh,
Okay, I wanted the same as Josh. I'm not sure which one to choose, so pick a number, 1 or 2.
2.
2.
He's gonna say that.
Okay, so cracking knuckles or joints. The people that just sit there in public or whatever and just crack everything. It just really makes me crease. I can't.
Really?
Yeah, it's cringy. Like that and like we've said in previous podcasts, hearing people eat, it makes me be like, ugh, no.
Did you know that's actually a mental disorder? Being annoyed by them kind of noises. That's an actual problem with your brain. Like that. Apparently,
It's called being a psychopath.
Fucking nut. Fucking nut. Belong locked up.
No.
Get a straitjacket. No, I read a thing that was talking about how it's like it's a disorder in your brain of being annoyed by them kind of things.
Okay. Well, so mine to add to that list is cups with scratchy surfaces. So this is like one of my pet hates. So, you'll get like, we have like loads of cups in our cupboard, right? And over time, I can feel it on my teeth now. Over time, right? Cups will, like, the surfaces will go from being like really glossy and soft to suddenly really scratchy, to the point where you can scratch your nail down and it sounds like you're scratching down a blackboard.
What cups are you fucking buying?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what it is. It's Easter egg mugs.
Oh, cheap.
That's what it is.
Cheap and cheerful.
Cheap
Yeah,
mugs.
it's Easter egg mugs. Yeah. And they just get to the point where they're like super scratchy, and then obviously you're drinking from them. Your teeth are like knocking on it when you drink, and it's just horrible, and you have to like grin and bear it. But that is my worst nightmare. I just hate that. I feel like I get like heightened reactions to all of those types of things, but at the same time, it's a weird feeling of. This is the annoying thing about it, that I get a weird feeling of like, I want to do it again to see what it's to like. There's a weird feeling of it's horrible, but at the same time, my body for some reason just wants to do it again.
Cupcake. What the?
So yeah, I mean, do you guys have any of those? Do you guys have cups?
I do have cups.
That you're like. Do you have cups in your cupboard that you're like, you just don't use?
No, I don't, because I don't drink hot drinks, so I just have glasses for water. I drink water a lot.
Oh, fucking rub it in.
Nice.
Look at me, I've got water.
Maybe if I have a cup of soup once in a blue moon, then I use a mug.
Oh. Do you not have like a Sports Direct mug?
Yeah.
I don't know.
We can afford better branding than you, Josh.
Yeah, I'm on about the Kit Kat Easter egg mug. I'm rocking that bad boy.
That is one of the main contributors.
Coca-Cola glasses you got at McDonald's. That's what I'm talking
I
about.
still have those.
Oh, we've got those.
Smashed on mine.
Going strong.
Fucking gone.
See, mugs are cups like that. Glass cups are great. Just scratchy cups are just.
What about
annoying and horrible and just shouldn't be.
What if you just purchased a pair of nice mugs that don't have any transfer on it or a logo, so it's just a plain ceramic mug?
Get a better mug, Josh.
See, well, I think if I lived on my own and I was buying mugs, I probably would. In fact, if I lived on my own and I was buying mugs, I'd probably get glass ones that are see-through, because they're pretty Insta-worthy, aren't they?
Oh,
you know?
yeah. The double insulated walled glass mugs for your coffee and that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sophistication.
100%. I get those. Yeah. And I certainly I'd probably be against just getting random mugs, because it looks a bit random having loads of different mugs in your cupboard. I mean, that's probably a bit picky, but Easter egg mugs are the worst for it, and they just over time they just become scratchy, and then you like end up drinking from it, and it's your teeth scratch on it. It's horrible. So I'm putting scratchy cups with scratchy surfaces into room 101.
No, I understand that. I can see your point. I can see your point.
Let's come back to this. Let's come back to TikTok then.
Let's not.
This was so this was a really interesting one, and
what's he gonna say?
You know, it puts me in a difficult position. No, I use TikTok is like my go-to kind of.
Have you got videos?
YouTube.
You got videos?
I don't put stuff up on TikTok.
Okay, all right. We can be friends then. That's fine.
I can do that. But like if I've got like 10 minutes that I need to waste before something, then I'll just put TikTok on, because it just speeds time up for some reason. But
waste time. That's his fucking key feature. It's like it can make you one day closer to death by the amount of time you spend on there.
But I do agree with you, Josh. I wrote down a note while you were talking. I feel like the thing about TikTok is it's really pushing the boundaries to like. It makes people really push the boundaries to what is allowed on the internet.
Creepy old men that are like going after kids.
Well, this is it, and there was also this the craze recently on TikTok, which I can't remember. I think it was the Red Room Challenge or something, where basically mainly women would take pictures of themselves in sort of not a lot of clothes, and they would use this filter on Snapchat.
Oh,
that
the
made
silhouette.
It like red.
Yeah,
the silhouette
I
challenge.
saw the controversy of it because there was a hack going around where they could undo the filter and then see them underneath.
Yeah. And I just think, and there's so many of these that sort of get people to reveal a bit too much, and I just think like it's really pushing the boundaries as to what is okay to put on the internet and what is like a bit too far, and how it's really showing us how easy it is to get people to be a bit more revealing on the internet. But at the same time, there are every so often, I totally agree with you, Josh, every so often there's a video that is genuinely good, and I think there are some genuinely good creative people on TikTok, and it's great for giving people a platform, but there are also quite a lot of people who just parody. And as an artist myself, I'm always like, just be a bit more creative. Just why your whole thing is just filled with you doing voice mouthing the words to a friend's reference.
Oh my god!
Like, find something else. Like
then
just be
the worst.
And then you look at them and you're like, how have you got famous? How have you got famous for just doing that when people are actually studying? You know,
working
acting,
hard,
engineering, working hard to try and get to be somewhere.
So how do you earn so much? Oh, I mouth the words to fucking Frozen. There was this one little scene where Olaf was talking to fucking, I don't know, what's fucking Princess Diana or something. Anna, Princess Diana, and fucking, and so like now I'm earning thousands a day. It's fucking like it's the little bottom of the barrel.
I know, yeah. And actually what you find is, I think what you find on TikTok is people get really like famous and they get up there to like celebrity level, but then they actually find that there's no like, you know, that they're being invited to be interviewed on like television, and they've just got no like, I don't want to say no personality, but like not even they know why they're there.
But to be fair,
Sorry, Ben, you go.
No, that's something I agree with. Like I'm with Josh on this one, as in I don't like TikTok at all. I don't see the point. I don't see it. Like I can understand that there are a few people on there that actually have some talent and do something original, but that's such a small, minute amount of people compared to everyone else on there that it's just it's deemed to me worthless. Like, what's the point? Yeah. And it's like people like you say that get famous. I think there's like is it like a beta house kind of thing? But they've got one of TikTokers. I think it was on YouTube. And it's like, what? So all these people have become famous and are earning all this money just from creating. Like some of them, it's just a guy and he has a nice jawline and he pouts for like 3 seconds and that's it. But it explodes and he gets all the likes. It's like, you did nothing but look into a fucking camera on your phone and maybe put a filter on, and you're making so much money from that. Like, I don't understand it. I don't see why can you get famous just from making a 3-second video of mouthing something to lyrics or whatever. You're not even singing the lyrics. Like, I don't see the talent.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Actually, you see that because you go, they start YouTube videos, and you realise that actually all they can do is do a minute's worth of entertainment at a time. You see them, they make a 10-minute video, and it's just not as interesting.
Yeah. Although they start doing like a day in the life of, and then you watch what they do, and you're like, oh, what the? They do literally nothing.
Yeah, you do the same as everyone else, but you don't actually work.
Yeah. So why can't I do that and make loads of money?
That's it, and that's what they're famous for. They're famous for doing trends, and so as soon as they get to the point where they have to be the trendsetters, it fails because they've been following trends.
Or they've been signed up to some creative management company who do it all for them, but they're just the face of it. That's how I see it, and I feel really like sad. It's just it's very false.
Their job is constantly at the liberty of whether TikTok will go on, and I think, Josh, you mentioned earlier about like at some point that app is going to end, and I totally agree. At some point it will end, and all these people that have left their jobs to be influencers, who are being lied to
Well,
by TikTok that they are influencers.
That's the but that's the thing. These big people, because of the following they get, this is what makes other platforms worse as well. Because when when Vine was around, all the Viners, they stayed on fucking Vine. As soon as Vine ended, they came onto YouTube and made that all worse.
Yeah.
And now YouTube is I'm trying. There's it's split down the middle. There's literally garbage of just Viners and all that shit, and then there's actually a nice, a good collective amount of people that actually intelligible human beings.
Yeah, I mean, you keep away from the trending page on YouTube.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a given, isn't it?
Straight away, don't even touch it. Like, you'll be tainted as soon as you click on it.
So, Ben,
Hello.
let's go back to yours. And through all of that TikTok talking, it's gone out of my mind. What was it again?
It was just unnecessary cracking of knuckles and joints.
Yes.
That was the one. Unnecessary cracking.
It's not a very strong one, but it's just something, to me, it's a personal annoyance.
Yeah, I totally get that. I can understand, because I'm not a fan of loud, noisy eaters, and I know you're not either, Ben. So I can totally understand that thing of that noise, the idea of the noise getting annoying. And I feel like you must find working in a theatre with all of these burly men, manly guys, getting ready to lift up the steel deck, and they crack their fingers just before.
Do you know what? One of the worst things is when I was on one of the shows in town, one of the dancers came up to me and said, do you know how to crack my back? I was like, no. He was about to go on and do some tricks, basically, like flips and stuff in one of the numbers. So it needs to be done. So basically what you do is you put your arm around them, you cross them, and then you just kind of clench and pull in, so it cracks their back and it just loosens everything up. But as soon as I did that to him, I was like, that sounds horrible, and I felt it on my chest. I was like, I could feel he was a dense guy, but I was like, oh, I can't, no. But
were you not worried at that point? Imagine if you just
broke his back.
him.
Collapsing.
I did say just he gave me consent. I did art. He asked me. I was like, "Are you sure? I've never done it before." And he's like, "Yeah, no, man, it's chill. It's chill, yeah. Just do it, yeah." So I was like, "Okay." I was like, "How do you do it?" He's like, "Yeah, just put your arms around me." And I was like, "Well, this feels weird," but it helped, and he was fine.
Wow. Well, I mean, dancers put their bodies through some
shit.
crazy stuff.
They are athletes. They're athletes in their own right. But yeah, so it's just unnecessary
and athletes
cracking.
usually get chiropractors to crack their back.
Yeah.
That is a fair point, and I think you've put a strong argument up there, Ben. You've put a strong argument up, and I'll be honest, my cups and scratchy surfaces does not come anywhere near TikTok and clicking and cracking joints.
I've never experienced the cups.
To be fair, I think I think I've done it when my teeth's dragged across the surface of the inside of the mug, and it's like it is like putting your nail down a chalkboard, and it feels horrible. And I hate putting my nail down paper or anything as well. So I can be on your level with that. I get that. I understand it.
Only times I've done that with fucking the glass. I had it was just a normal. I think it was one of those old Coke glasses.
Okay, let's vote. Okay, so Josh, which one are you going to pick?
I'm gonna have to go Ben again. I think, yeah,
Ben again.
More, yeah. Okay. As much as I don't really get the annoyance, the cracking the knuckles when it's excessive. Fucking that's stupid. People should stop that.
Yeah, I'll be honest, Josh. I think you changed me. I'm gonna say TikTok.
I want to see the phone right now and install it.
I'm not uninstalling it. That's not part of the deal, but I agree.
And you know what? I'm going to second that and also say TikTok, just because.
I got one. I'll take it. I got one.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. So we've got TikTok and we've got slow walkers into room 101.
Go
on. Okay, round number 3.
Why don't you start this time, Josh?
Yeah, I was just thinking. I don't think I've started yet. My third one is pigeons. Okay. Now this is, I just think, I am quite strongly opinionated about pigeons, and I just think we have way too many pigeons on the planet, and I get a weird thing happens when I see people feeding pigeons. I get frustrated. When I see people feeding pigeons because they're animals. They're only there's only so many of them in this city because people are just giving them food. They're animals. They need to find food. If they can't find food, they die out. I'm not. That's fine with me. Survival of the fittest.
Yep.
And also, they look ridiculous. Imagine how small their brain is.
Yeah.
What's the point in them? What is the point in pigeons?
Something you have in common.
Oh,
We got him. But you always get like fucking. You always get to see that one pigeon that's got the fucked up club foot that's walking hobbling around, and you're like, what the fuck happened to you? And it's like
Pigeon
you're a
fighting.
pigeon, and you've got a club foot. That's like both barrels. It's like dead.
So I
Yeah.
agree with Josh here. I'm the same, but also but seagulls. I don't see the point in seagulls either.
I like seagulls. I can't
I
do
agree.
that. Can't do that. Seagulls.
You like seagulls?
Seagulls are fucking.
Do you remember all those seagulls that shat on us at school, Josh? Do you not remember that?
I enjoyed it. No, I didn't. It's like, I didn't really.
Josh used to open his mouth.
I only got grim. I only got shit on like once. They didn't really bother me.
I'm just imagining a seagull like in a tracksuit.
Yeah.
Right?
Walks in, just goes. Mine?
Just a thing with its neck and like
I had a
in and out.
I had a funny running incident with a seagull whilst I was in Italy a couple of years ago, and of course you can like go to it. We were in what's the place with all the water?
Venice.
Lake Garda, Venice.
Venice, that's the one. We were in Venice, and you can like there are loads of these shops where you can get these things called aperitifs, but they're essentially finger food.
How many teeth?
Aperitif.
Sorry, aperitif.
7.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, and we went outside and we ate this. Okay, and of course, like we're outside, and this is another thing about Italians. They love feeding
Pigeons.
birds, animals, pigeons,
Fucking hell.
seagulls. So seagulls tend to like wait and watch your food. So there's no way of hiding it. I mean, Venice is quite an open place. There's no way of hiding your food. And they'll literally swoop down. And this seagull swooped down to my plate, right? Which I was doing my best to cover. And then all these Italians behind me were like, "Whoa!" And they were like waving their hands. And they scared this seagull away, and it got really close. I felt it flap near my head.
Wow.
Yeah, seagulls are pigeons of the beach,
Yeah,
and
they're just
they
more
are
ballsy.
both just as bad. Yeah, and I just think, you know, if we stop feeding them, then natural selection will get them.
So now it's not just pigeons. It's also seagulls. Seagulls / pigeons.
I'm gonna put pigeons and seagulls because I think they come into the same thing. Pigeons and seagulls. That's
Had
mine.
me with pigeons.
Okay, let's
Can't seagulls. I like seagulls. All right.
let's hear numero 2 dos.
3 no.
Josh, let's hear yours.
Okay, right. See, this will be interesting. So, optimism. Optimism should go in room 101. Fucking.
Right.
What's the point
my
of
goodness.
optimism? I'm a pessimist. I'm like optimism I don't think is that big of a thing. I think being pessimistic has more benefits than being optimistic. Because if you're pessimistic, literally nothing disappoints you. You're like, that's not gonna happen. I'm not gonna make it, or like, I don't think I'm gonna get this. And then if anything you get anything, or anything does succeed your expectations, you're like, oh, I did make it. And then you feel good. Whereas if you're optimistic, you've always got that same level of like, I knew I was going to make it, that's fine. But if you're feeling like, you're like, oh man, I think the feeling of triumphing what you thought you could do or what you were going to get is a greater feeling than just constantly feeling, I can do that. I think that high of like, oh, I did it, yes, is better than constantly feeling like I could do that. I think it's better to be more pessimistic about things because then you always succeed. Like, especially like going to maybe countries and that. Maybe you're like, oh, I don't know if I like. I don't like the look of, I don't know, France. Sorry, of the French. So, but then you go there and you're like, actually, not as bad as what I thought it would have been.
I think it's purely circumstantial. I think it depends on what it is. I think it's good.
Example. Give me an example.
So say if it's I don't know, you're wanting to buy a house with your future wife,
Okay.
and you've put in for a mortgage and you're waiting for it all to go through. Obviously, you're going to be optimistic because you've spent all this time and it's a big step in your life that you're going to feel optimistic about it, and it seems like it's going ahead anyway. So you're going to feel good about it. Whereas if you're just like, oh well, I don't think we're going to get it, it might then influence you subconsciously influence you in an interview with the bank manager or whoever who has to sign off for the mortgage, because obviously you might have to go for meetings, whatever, I don't know, but that or like a job, for example. I know I've had some job interviews, and the one that I felt more optimistic about and pushed myself forward more and sold myself more, and I got it.
I think I think that that's a difference of being confident. I think you can be a pessimist and confident. You can have that shit where you feel like, I say like I'm charismatic, fucking not, but like I say I was really charismatic in an interview, fucking like boom 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 boom. But then I go to myself, there's no fucking way I got that. No way, I don't believe it. And then they call me up. I'm like, holy shit, I got the fucking job. Like, your skills are there, but you're not like, I can't do it, so it's not going to happen. It's like, I think there's a difference. Yeah. It's like you can be a happy pessimist.
Yeah,
I get what you mean. There's a level to it where, yeah, with the whole job thing that you're saying there, there's a level to it where if you like approach something being like, I don't know if I'd go as far as to say, oh, I'm not going to get that job. But if you approach it being like, if I get it, that's great. If not, then that's fine. Then you know that you're not going to be disappointed if you don't get it, but you are going to be happy if you do get it. But if you go in thinking, oh, I really want this job. This is like a life or death situation. If I don't get it, I don't know what else I'm going to do in life. You get it, and you're just disappointed if you don't get it. But if you do get it, there's like nowhere to go any higher than that.
Like, because I agree with what Josh said, kind of in reverse to what Josh said previously about, I think you can be optimistic but not be disappointed if you don't get something. Because there's being optimistic and having the confidence and the faith that you might get it, but then you're also not necessarily going to beat yourself up about it if you don't get the job or whatever. You'll just move on from that. You just move on.
But
that's like optimistic in having a chance at it. Yeah.
But then surely, like, if you're a pessimist, if you never had that high to begin with, there's literally no room for disappointment. It doesn't matter. Even if you're not, say you're someone who like it's like, I don't care if I didn't get it. But then if you're pessimistic, that thing is never there. You don't need to worry about that because you're already at the level of like, I'm not going to get it. But it's like you could be an optimist, but like, so well. But then pessimism worked in that same regard, but just the opposite way.
Well, this is a hard one.
That's a good.
I've got to see
a good argument. You do make a strong point there, Josh. I'm not gonna lie.
I need to rethink water. So like,
I'll have to think about that too.
Yeah, I feel like.
Wow. Let's go over to Ben's final one. Let's hear it, Ben.
Let's go, Ben.
Okay, so my final one is when someone says they have a secret or know something, but then they say they can't tell you.
Oh, fucking teasers. Fuck off. Like,
yeah. So it's like
they just want to tell you. That's what they're saying.
It's like, I don't know, you're talking to a friend and they're like, so you never guess what? I can't tell you, but I just know something about whatever. And you're like, well, don't fucking bring it up then, because now I'm going to be fucking questioning what this is going to be. Is it life or death? Is it just some gossip? Is it, I don't know, what is it? Is it good news, bad news?
Is it about me?
Like, what? I don't know. It's like, don't like build up to something and be like, oh my God, I've got so much great news, blah, 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 blah. but I can't tell you. And you're like, oh, you're killing me. It's like a cliffhanger at the end of there's a 2-parter episode storyline. And at the end of the first episode, it just says to be continued. And you're like, why?
You get to the end of Deathly Hallows Part 1, and then there's no movie after that.
Yeah. It's like, now I've got to wait for fucking next week.
Yeah.
Can you imagine Harry Potter, the Chamber of Secrets, but they can't tell you what the secret is?
It's just the chamber. So I can't tell you my secret. But I'll tell you who it is about. Voldemort.
Work that out for yourself.
I agree with that. I think that whole idea of like telling someone, "Oh, I know this, but I can't tell you what it is." I think that's all a bit like school, a bit childish, isn't it? But I know that there is a psychology trick that you can sort of use that business people use to kind of get the people that they employ to kind of do stuff, and that is all about like just coming up to their employees and being like, oh, I've got this like little job for you, and it's probably something like take the bins out, I've got this little job for you, but I just don't really trust any of the other employees.
It's just manipulation, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. And that whole, I've got a secret, but I can't tell you. Imagine if you went, oh, okay, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how annoyed they'd be?
It's like, because I feel like they can use that to their advantage to manipulate you into doing things for you to then think, well, if I do this, then we might be that bit closer, or they might actually tell me this. So it's like their segue onto, I've got something, but I can't tell you, but can you do me a favour and just do X, Y, and Z? And you'll be like, oh, fuck, no way. Oh, yeah, sure, because you're invested. You want to know what's going to happen, what they've got to say.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I just find it annoying, and it's like, don't do this mind trick shit on me, mate.
Yeah, fucking Jedi mind trick.
I don't know.
No, I totally agree. That is annoying. That's funny though. That's funny that you've experienced that in adult life, because I don't think I've ever experienced that.
I mean,
in adult,
I've done it occasionally
when you're working with actors or dancers and they want something from stage management. They try it a lot, and I'm like, I can see right through you, mate. Nice try.
And to be fair, in theatre there is a lot of drama that goes on.
Exactly.
To be fair,
you've got to keep your wits about you.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So we've got optimism. Josh wants to put optimism in. We've got pigeons and seagulls, and I've got a secret, but I can't say. Let's go back to your optimism, Josh, or not.
Where
optimism.
Is it?
You said that nothing disappoints you.
Nope. Because
nothing disappoints you.
Yeah.
Is there not? Is it? I feel like it's quite hard to separate yourself from kind of still being disappointed a little bit, because is there not always a part of you, that if you were, let's do the context of getting a job, is there not always going to be a part of you that hopes that you get the job? I
mean, I'm not saying like there's like, I don't think there's anyone who's pessimistic is never optimistic at all. Like there's occasionally I'll be like, I'll get excited for something. Like recently, again, this goes towards my point, is Cyberpunk is the game that came out recently. Absolute one. It's gonna be. I was excited for it. I can't wait for it. Came out, absolute fucking shit show. Really disappointed because I got optimistic. Now, if I'd have reserved my thing, I would not have been disappointed. I'd been like, well, I'm enjoying it still. Like, I wouldn't have felt that shock of like being it. But yeah, the job thing. I mean, like, there's a part of me where I'm like, and maybe in the back of my head, is like, I'm good enough to get this job. Yeah, but like, I don't.
That just sounds more narcissistic than.
Well, no, because like there's stuff where I've had the experience. I've had experience in this area, and it's like the job. I don't think it's narcissistic when I'm like Sainsbury's, when they've got like hiring stuff on for Christmas for 3 days a week, and they're like, you don't need any experience, and you can, and we're not even going to give you an interview. We're just going to be like, here's the slip. There you go, which is what happened. So it's one of those things where it's like, like for the Sainsbury's job, I would have said I was obviously optimistic with the fact that they didn't give me an interview. Whereas maybe I'm pretty with the not with Sainsbury's, the Sainsbury's again. Fucking Greggs. When I worked at Greggs, it was I applied to. There was like probably 4 going in the area, and I did one. I didn't get it, and then there was, and that was it. But I went to 2 interviews for it, which you weren't supposed to do, but I did it anyway. And then it goes, and then it's probably about 2 weeks later, and I get a call, and I literally didn't expect it because it was a management job as well, which is something I'd never done. And I was like, why the fuck would they hire me? I have no experience in this area apart from like I was a baker for like 2 years, which has literally maybe I know food and probably food safety and shit like that. They might be like, okay, you might know a little bit about that, but that's it. I was never optimistic about it all. And then I got the job, and I remember I ran downstairs and I went, I fucking got it. If I'd have been optimistic, I'd have just gone, oh, I got the job. But it's that feeling of like, oh, I've fucking done it. It's like, get in. It's like I actually did it, and then you feel better about yourself. And I think there's a part of pessimism where you, because of you don't play up anything that much, and you always get those feelings of achievement. It leads to you getting better as you go. Whereas I feel like people who I mean, it's just me. I'm not saying it's fact, but I feel like people who are optimistic are usually at a level constantly, or they're at a certain level. Whereas someone who's pessimistic I feel like maybe you kind of like rise with them sense of achievement each time because you're always proving yourself wrong. Whereas someone who's optimistic, I don't know if they I feel like maybe they're more like, well, I know I could do it.
Here's a question: how do you, as a pessimist, if that's what you kind of title yourself,
I identify. Yes, yes.
How do you like find the motivation?
I don't.
So is it pessimism, whatever the word? Is it being pessimistic, or is it lack of self-confidence?
I think I'm pretty sure being pessimistic and lack of confidence come in the package. I think you can't.
So
it's a package deal.
I'm pretty sure
so
a package
what else
deal.
is in the package along with no self-confidence? If you know what I'm trying to say.
Are you asking what other flaws I have as a person?
As a person, yeah, that you put in your pessimistic package.
Turn into therapy.
What the fuck? I would say that's going back to what I said earlier. A person who is pessimistic is going to grow more as a person because obviously you start with lack of confidence. Maybe you eventually evolve into a person who is a bit more optimistic. I don't know. I haven't reached that level yet.
Oh,
nice.
This is really interesting now because what you're saying is it's a growth. Yeah. It's a growth thing. That's really interesting. And actually, there's a really nice side of what you're saying, which is essentially like, through being pessimistic, you become optimistic because you've had like good things happen to you, and the sense of achievement is a lot higher.
You're going up the chain.
Yeah,
I'll be honest. I would consider myself an optimist, and it does bite me in the foot sometimes. I tend to like go into things and be like, oh, it's fine. We can make this show. Oh, that was it. I was making a show at Christmas, and with my girlfriend, and with Beth, my girlfriend, and she was a TA at the same time as making this theatre performance, and I was the one who was like, oh, we can do it. It's fine. Always pushing, and it was really hard, and we made the show in the end, which is great. But like, it was tough work for us. I think for us both. But yeah, I think I could often be. I'm quite an optimistic person, but it does bite me in the toes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, in regards to that, I say I'm split between the two, because for work and my job, I have to be optimistic to like distill confidence in a cast or crew or whatever when touring or in theatre or whatever. But then when it comes to personal stuff for myself, I can be optimistic, but I can also be very self-deprecating. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I can put it on when I have to as a job, as like a hat, but then when it comes to anything personal, I guess I'm probably more of a pessimist.
Yeah,
like what Josh is saying.
Yeah, I get what you mean, because especially, I mean, in the theatre industry, you've got to have a lot of self-motivation. I mean, not just in the theatre industry, actually, in most industries, you have to have the confidence in yourself. And yeah, there was definitely a point where I was at uni where I kind of thought, I want to like show myself as the person who's positive and like spurring people on.
Yeah.
So I kind of made a personal note to myself to kind of try and just be that person. But I mean, sometimes though, you do get to the point where you just find yourself telling someone it'll be okay when you don't really fully understand the situation.
Yeah. I get it. Yeah.
But I feel like the place we're going with this is like the pessimistic people need the optimistic people, and the optimistic people need the pessimistic people.
Pluses and negatives, they attract. Two negatives make a plus, two pluses.
You've got that balance.
Make a negative.
Nice. Got the balance.
Exactly.
Let's go back over to... I'll be honest, once again, mine is just not at that level.
He's losing it.
We've got like really deep things, and then I'm just like pigeons. Can we put pigeons in Room 101? Let's go to secrets. But I've got a secret, but I can't tell you.
I mean, what do you want me to say?
Victoria's Secret.
It's self-explanatory, isn't it? It's just annoying.
It is. I mean, I'll be honest. It is pretty self-explanatory. Yeah,
I agree with that.
I mean, have you ever said it, Ben? Have you ever used it? Because I feel like it's used in a like a double crossing way.
I mean, I would be lying if I said I've never used it, but sometimes. Personally, I don't use it as much as I do at work, but at work, like I said, I think that's why I know about the manipulation thing. You've got to keep everyone happy as the one department that everyone refers to. You're like the glue. You've got to, not to sound cheesy, but you've got to keep everyone on your side, and if everyone's got a problem, they've got to feel like they can come to you. So to that respect, sometimes you do have to do it, but you're not doing it in a two-faced way. You're listening. You've got to be the neutral party in an incident or
Sweden
scenario. Literally, yeah, Sweden. So if they come to me about like, oh, my granddad's died, can I have a day off from when we're in Bath on this date, then you've got to be like, oh, okay, then that means I don't need to talk to the understudy and say that you're going on this date, and you've got to put it in place and let like head office know in London and all that sort of shit. But sometimes when it's an internal argument, like for example on my first tour, we had a singer from America, nice guy, but he had an argument with one of our dancers, and it then led to the dancer getting fired, basically. Shit. And we had to get someone out and train them up ready, and the swing was on for a while. Yeah, but you've got to hear it from both sides, and then you've got to think, oh, okay, you've got to weigh up both opinions. We don't make the decision, but we're the first on the scene. That's not the right thing to say, but you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So we've got to use our judgment and help aid the office make the right decision, kind of thing. So you've got to say some things or take in and make it seem like you're on their side when you might not agree with their opinion, but you can't let them see that because you're the listener. You've got to take it in and then see what both sides have said, and then see who outweighs and what's more believable, kind of thing.
Yeah.
If you know what I'm trying to say.
And what about situations where you legally... Okay, so imagine like you legally can't tell someone, let's say an actor has gone into custody, right?
Yeah.
Just the night before the show. And in those situations, you're not supposed to say anything. So like, would you... If you were the person who was going to the understudy...
He's fucking done it!
Wow! If you were the person going to the understudy, would you like take him to the side and say, I've got a secret but I can't tell you? Or would you say, okay, so this actor's got a bit leery and been taken in?
No, because in an instant like that, like from my experience, there was... I can tell you what it was, but I'm not going to use names. Basically, it's a bit graphic, so we can probably edit this out if we choose to in the end.
Jesus. Oh, bringing it down, Ben. What the fuck?
Right, make a timestamp.
Yeah, we're doing it. Nearly
So
out
we
of
can
parts.
cut that bit out, but now you know what it is.
Jesus.
So I'll start that
Yeah.
again.
We'll cut into us reacting like, Jesus Christ. Hi, welcome back.
So basically, there was an incident where there was an altercation between two cast members, and it led to one of them getting arrested. And obviously, it was an ongoing police investigation. So both of them, victim and defendant, were couldn't be in the show anymore. So we were then told as stage management we didn't actually have understudies for those two characters. So we then had to talk to the director and be like, so we doubled up. So some characters had 2 roles now because they covered their roles. So you then have a quick rehearsal and then you just go on. We cancelled that evening show, but then we carried on the next day. But you say there's an ongoing investigation. We can't say what it is, but it's just you're giving that level of honesty to the company, the cast, so everyone's on the same page, and there's none of this. Oh well, I've got a secret. Guess what? Blah blah blah.
Yeah,
That sort of
because
thing.
I
It's
guess
dealing with it diplomatically.
Yeah, because when you say I've got a secret but I can't tell you, it just makes it unprofessional, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So actually, you're putting unprofessionalism into room 101.
Pretty much, yeah. Well, it's not just like in a work scenario. I'm just saying in general with your friends, if you're just out and about and they're like,
I agree.
oh my God, I've got a secret about Samantha, but I can't tell you what it is. It's like, oh, well, don't fucking tell me, because now all I'm going to be thinking about for the rest of the night is, what is it? What has she done? Did she sleep with Gary or did she not? I don't know. You know.
Drama. I want to find out if she slept with Gary now.
I can't tell you. I'm sorry, Josh.
Right then, so let's have a look now. Let's decide. Let's decide who won that round. So we've got I've got a secret, but I can't tell you. We've got optimism and we've got pigeons, which is just a general hate of mine. I'll be honest. It's just a general hate.
It's like me and the Knuckles.
Yeah. So I'll start off. I think I'm gonna go with optimism. Pessimism, sorry. No, sorry, optimism.
See,
because I
didn't think I was going to get that. Look at me now.
You did change. You bounced back from the water. I'll be honest with you, Josh. Ben, what's yours? What are you going to pick?
I'm afraid I was going to go with pigeons or seagulls.
Oh shit!
I'm so sorry, Josh.
See, that's funny. That's weird because I was going to go with Ben's. So we got a fucking tie.
So it's a tie. I don't know what we do now that it's a tie.
Do we have to come up with another quick round and we've got 30 seconds to think of something?
Oh, should we?
30
Yeah.
seconds, okay.
Should we come up with a quick one?
Quick fire.
Start the timer.
Quick fire.
Okay, 45. So the next 45. I'm keeping an eye.
Okay, then Josh, you go first.
Okay, high heels.
High heels.
High heels.
Okay.
Put 'em in.
Mine is the YouTube Premium advert. I just think it's pointless.
Oh, he's got me.
He went there.
He got it.
Oh,
He did it.
I'm going
do
there.
I
I'm
even need
saying
to bother
it.
now?
Get the ad block out.
Ben, what's yours?
Mine was runners that go when you're running in a park, but you see them spit, or they hold one nostril and blow out, and all the snot comes
that's
out.
good as well.
Oh, that is a good one. Okay, then Josh, who are you going to vote for?
Fucking YouTube ad. YouTube ad. Gotta be. I hate it. Yeah, I fucking hate it.
Okay, I'm gonna vote for Ben and the spitting runners.
I'm going for YouTube ad. I'm sorry, but it is fucking annoying.
Holy shit, we got a tie.
We got a tie.
Whoa.
This is the first
wow.
time in podcast history.
Podcast
My
history,
God.
here,
Look at
guys.
that.
Podcast history.
Woo! What a proper pantomime way to end it.
Oh, wow.
Everyone's a
wins.
winner.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ben and Josh.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone, for listening. I hope you've enjoyed the Room 101 session, and we will see you again next month. Thank you for listening, everyone, to the Life Lab podcast. How do we end it, Josh?
Like this.